Hey, so this is just an episode on podcast rebranding. Amazing that I'm doing this right now because I've thought about it a lot. And as I've taken the leap to finally make the change, to finally give myself the permission that it's ready. That after looking through the past 100 plus episodes, I've realized there's a theme that happens with all my guests. And the same theme that keeps popping up that I just cannot ignore is that they turned a mess of theirs into some success story. And they've done it. And it keeps coming up time and time again. And so that's why this show now is being turned into a new podcast where it is going to interview people that are celebrities, that are people that you look up to, that have taken their messes and turned them into a success. Hey, Logan Tyler Nelson here. I would so appreciate it if you took some time to hit the subscribe button. I really want to just honestly live and give. Why? Because I was told when I was young that if you're feeling down, the best way to feel better is by lifting someone up again. So in an effort to make someone feel less alone, please hit the subscribe button so the podcast has a better chance of being found and making someone feel less alone. And if you're feeling down, hey, it can help you. Know that by hitting that subscribe button, you just did someone a huge favor. So thank you for hitting that subscribe button. And this is important to see because we need to humanize these people. We need to see the truth in these leaders that we look up to, or these celebrities, or these influencers. Because it's the very thing that makes you connect with them. And that is why I'm rebranding this podcast. I started off this show because I had a story with suicide that I just wanted more people to hear about. That was my mess. If you don't know the story, I'll go into it real quick. When I was a graduate at NAU, Northern Illinois University, I had a few thoughts in which I thought I could put a very very, very temporary problem and try to place a permanent solution onto it. And I thought that by ending myself that I would get better. I would feel better about my pains. And I had a few thoughts that went through my head, such as the thought that I was never going to be loved, the thought that I was never going to be the famous actor that I wanted to be, and the thought that I could never hold a relationship for more than 6 months. And I realized that I needed to get out of it all. And I got very obsessed with acting. While I was at NIU, I lost a lot of friends, a lot of people that that just distanced themselves from me. And it's not their fault, it was my fault. I wanted so badly to be the best actor at school. And then when I wasn't, I felt like just giving up completely. And it's an identity crisis that happens to us a lot. That it's like the person that once was told that they are, beautiful, and then they gain weight, and then all of a sudden they can't use that beauty for themselves because they have this new identity. They don't know what to do with themselves. That's what happened to me. And I even wrote a first draft book on it. I gave it to an editor. So that's in the mission, is to also create a book and to take all these stories that I have with these celebrities, turning the messes into successes is something that you can do too. So I won't be just having only celebrities on this podcast. I'll be having people that just have amazing stories that are going to be celebrities one day, that are going to be the influencers that you look up to, that are going to have that story that you connect with. And I have to do this. This is not a want anymore. This is a true need. I need to share these stories with you. And in these stories, though, you're going to receive the story, and then you're going to have an opportunity to really capitalize on it. Because in every single one of these episodes, I'm going to bring you the best interview possible. I'm going to tackle these interviews as if they were Super Bowls every single time. Because you matter. And you're enough. And maybe you're listening to this and you're in a place right now where you need some inspiration. And I want to say, I'm going to give you that inspiration. Because when you keep being told that you have to do something, that you have to do this because it's the only way to do it, I want to make sure that you know for a fact that it's inspiration that'll actually allow you to change. And I use the word specifically allow because it's the allowance that you have with yourself that will make you incredible. That will make you share your story. That will make you start creating a life that's worth living. And this is important because you have a mess in your life that I guarantee you are afraid to talk about. You are not really willing to talk about. But I'll tell you what, it's these messes that need to be shared with the world, so the world has the permission to change, to go, yeah, I also have that garbage in my life. For example, my garbage was feeling that I needed to be an actor, and if I wasn't, I was going to die. And if, to be totally honest with you, when that comes into your life and you feel that if you need a change, it's okay. So I guarantee you're going to hear stories where people did change and everything worked out. So no more fluff with these interviews. These interviews are going to be a little bit shorter. I won't allow them to get any longer than 40 minutes. I want them to be short, with a story, and to the point where you get to walk away knowing that everything's going to work out. And it's that knowing that everything's going to work out, belief that when you decide to take on fear and stare at it in the face, that you go, I'll do it. I don't know the outcome. I don't know how to get to, from A to B to C to D to E to all the way to Z. I don't know that story yet because I can't connect the dots going forward, but I will learn how to connect the dots going forward by believing in that one statement: everything works out. So please enjoy this journey of this new podcast. That's truly going to be our podcast, not just my podcast, but our podcast. This is going to be our podcast because I want you to have a conversation with me on what kind of guests you want to see, or more so hear, and what kind of guests that really resonate with you and the stories that they told. And this is part of it, though, is that you are going to get my phone number right now that you can put in your phone, 815-375-4919, and I'll put in the show notes. And here's my email as well, Logan@LoganTylerNelson.com. Again, that's Logan@LoganTylerNelson.com. And I want you to know that you can text me or email me about that mess that you're going through, and let's make it a success story. Let's turn it into something great. Let's turn it into something of influence where you can share with the world one day and go, I went through this, and that's where I was, and now this is where I'm going. Because you have the ability to be a leader, just like the person that may come onto this podcast that you look up to, or the person that you see on social media that you look up to so much. I want you to realize that you can make this person human again. I want you to see the truth, because it's only the truth that will set you free and give you the compass that will allow you to go and travel in the right direction. So, this is a new journey that I'm going on, and I hope you join me. I think that you need to know that the mess that you're in won't last forever, and it's temporary. Just know that it's the messes that we get to choose to have. And those are the messes that ultimately make up our life. So when people do say to you, anything is possible, they're not joking. Anything is possible. Just choose the right mess to have. If you choose the right mess, like maybe your mess, for example, is, I want to deal with people that inspire me. What does that mean to you? So, this is completely unedited. We'll see if any of it makes sense. But I won't know until I put it out there and hit publish. And just like anyone that's been listening has realized that there's another thing. You need to just hit publish. And you can't connect the dots going forward. You can only connect them going backwards. So after you hit publish, or after you submit, or after you decide to tell your story, that mess story that you're afraid to talk about, but everyone else needs to hear about, that's when beauty starts to unfold. That's when you start to actually see that the struggle is the strength that you need to have. That's when you start to realize that our greatest strengths are also our greatest weaknesses. So, for you to email me or text me, that could be a clue in what your greatest strength is your inability to reach out. Your inability, I'll say it again, your inability to reach out is becoming a greatest weakness of yours that you can leverage and turn into a great strength. So don't take another minute or second to not reach out, because you need it. You need to reach out. I know it and you know it. And so let's do it together. You're not alone with this. Let me use my network of people to connect you to other people that are going to possibly change your life. I'm not going to say that it's going to be easy, but I will say it will be worth it. And like I said at the end of every single Scratch Your Own Itch episode, I said, well, there's another episode of Scratch Your Own Itch. You matter and you're enough. I will keep that in there because I believe that. You do matter and you're enough. But now it's time. It's time to change and turn your mess into success. Are you ready?